NFL 23 on EA Sports.
And the question is, are you ready for some football?
It's the New Orleans Saints and the Los Angeles Rams, and it's all up next on EA Sports.
It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. Today we've got a good NFC matchup on tap between the New Orleans Saints and the Los Angeles Rams. Welcome in, everybody. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and Charles, so much gets made about offensive comparisons. Here's a matchup where the defenses may just take center stage.
Yeah, we're usually talking about guys scoring touchdowns. How about the guys who prevent them and change the momentum of the game when they take the ball away? I love those ball hawks in the secondary. People after my own heart.
SoFi Stadium. This fielded right at the goal line. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. So out come the Rams now for their first possession. Leading the charge at quarterback, the former Georgia Bulldog, Matthew Stafford.
And Matthew Stafford was taken first overall in the 2009 draft, and he certainly played like a top pick. Throughout his career, he's been one of the most prolific passers in the league, and there's no reason to believe he's going to slow down his production anytime soon. Not only that, he's also one of the tougher quarterbacks in the league as well.
They show run with 3 tight ends here on first down. Off the fake to Akers, here's Stafford. And that one complete downfield to Cup. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
Certainly no settling into the drive there. They came right out on the first play and attacked the middle of the field for a big gainer and a first down.
So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 46. Here's the first carry of the game for Cam Akers. He'll get this up to the 34, and a good lane opening up right away for him. A gain there of 12 yards and a first down L.A. Well, no slow start here. A couple nice chunk plays back-to-back.
I love the momentum that they're showing here early because they did it both ways, right? Threw the ball on first down for a nice chunk of yardage. Came right back and ran the ball. Looks like they got the defense set back on their heels. Let's see if they can keep this moving.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll go again here with Akers. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Six yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Stafford. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
Timing's crucial in any route thrown, but when you throw an out, So many things are going through the mind of the receiver. Catching the ball, timing it up with the quarterback. Are my feet going to get down inbounds? On that play, all those things going through his head might have caused him to drop it.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line. Pretty solid opening drive here, Charles. They've worked in the run game, the pass game, just steadily getting yards, and now they've got it inside the red zone here with an opportunity.
And the only thing they don't have so far is points. But the way that they're moving the ball now, that shouldn't take much longer. And they've established a great balance so far. Running, passing, doing what they want on offense.
On 1st down, Stafford here. Connecting with Kupp here on the out route. And he's going to have a gain of 11 to the 11 before he's brought down. 1st and 10. That hold coming from the left side of the line.
Hands got caught in the cookie jar on that one, and the flag came out. Penalty against them.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. Now Stafford. That'll be caught by Kupp. And he'll be brought down at the 27. Throwing again on 2nd down. Stafford. Throw left side complete. That's Robinson. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
As long as you go through your proper reads and progressions, the drag route can be one of those old reliable plays because usually it's good for a good chunk of yardage as we just saw there.
And those guys like it, right? They can get the ball with a full head of steam.
Especially against man coverage because man coverage, they're typically running away from someone and not worried about traffic coming out on the other end.
And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12. Stafford to his #1 guy, Kupp, for a Los Angeles 1st. Well, they kept it simple there, CD, only needing the short gain to move the chain, so they didn't want to go with a deep throw. They just go with that safer, shorter throw and able to convert.
Nothing wrong with that at all, partner. Check the box, right? Make sure you pick up the 1st down. Offense is getting established. You're moving the ball. You're not turning it over. Check, check, check. They like what they're doing early in the game.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. Stafford going to give this to Akers. And he's going to ball his way down to about the 1-yard line. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down. The impressive opening drive continues and just space being created by those guys up front.
We're seeing this the same way, aren't we? We are seeing an offensive line, as this game gets started, as it starts to unfold, that they are dominating the line of scrimmage.
On 2nd and 1, Stafford, he's got it. It's Higbee. Touchdown Rams. A 1-yard touchdown pass. And the Rams get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. Right off the bat, they start with a very solid, methodical 10-play drive.
And you know me, I tend to look at things from the defensive side. They're coming off the field gassed right away. We're in the first drive of the game. So it's not just what happened, but think of the emotion you carry into a game. Then double it with getting a 10-play drive put on you and points scored. They're pretty tired right now.
Extra point by Gain is up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. After the touchdown, it's Gay to kick this one away. And And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. So here come the Saints now for their first drive. They'll be led out by the former Texas Christian University Horned Frog, Andy Dalton.
I love his football IQ. I love his ability to have people rally around him. And as he likes to remind me all the time when I get ready to call one of his games, I can run it a little bit too. A nice presence to have on your team.
On 1st and 10, here's Andy Dalton. Looking right sideline, but it's incomplete. Charles, already trailing by touchdown early. This offense, how imperative is it for them to get points out of this drive?
Well, they feel like they have to go ahead and match because of what was already on the board against their defense. But I think even more so, you just want to avoid 3 and outs. You want to be able to stay on the field for a little while, let your defense catch their breath a little bit, even if you don't score any points.
The throw over the middle, taken in. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A gain of 28 yards there and give him a first down.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
So from Rams territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 47. Throwing, Dalton. They'll set up the screen now to Kamara. No gain on the screen there. It's 2nd down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. 2nd and 10. And again, Andy Dalton to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Points 1, 2, and 3 in their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to it.
Yeah, that's got to serve as a wake-up call, though, because they can't afford to let the ball go over to the defense and miss opportunities. And I'm not saying it happened here, but you know what a good rule of thumb is when a play like that occurs? You know who usually recovers it? The guy who missed his block and let his quarterback get hit.
So possession still theirs, but now they face a 3rd down. So Dalton now. He'll air it out deep for Thomas. And he's got it inside the 10. And he'll be touchdown here, but not before he does pick up the first. A big-time play there for New Orleans. 46 yards. Well, he's been doing this for a lot of years with the arm strength still there, and he showed it off on that one.
And look, you're down 7-0 in the first quarter. You know it's not a time to panic or feel like you've got to get those points back right away. But how about their conviction and taking that chance to throw the ball deep right there, knowing they can hit on plays like this? I'll bet that won't be the last time we see them take a deep shot in this game.
Here's Dalton. Johnson with a completion over the middle. That's good for a gain of 6, 2nd and goal. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. Play action now, Dalton. And he's got it. Touchdown, Saints. Adam Troutman, a 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Saints respond to that opening drive touchdown with one of their own.
You got to figure down at the goal line. This is where a tight end earns his money in the high traffic area. And he's able to run free in the middle of the end zone and grabs that one for a touchdown.
Will Lutz on for the point after. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the first quarter, and we're tied 7-7. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. And it all culminates in a Saints touchdown. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. This taken in at the goal line. And he returns this to the 22. So the Rams coming back onto the field, their second drive of the game. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And, partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due, because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
Yeah, because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
So the incomplete pass there, but the roughing the passer call bails them out.
Which means you have to stay on the field on defense longer, because you've given the offense free snaps, not to mention the free yardage after that mistake.
So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. They'll go with Akers here up the middle. They juked him. A gain there of 12 yards and a first down L.A. His first carry of their second drive, pretty solid. And, of course, remember back to their first drive, really strong throughout that one.
Not only is he getting good blocking up front, but how about his vision to find the holes? And he's seeing things before they even open and hurdling through them.
On first down, they'll stay with Akers on the ground. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 54 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy's setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and put the defense back on its heels.
So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 36. Going right back to Akers. A little juke. That's some strong running there as he's down just shy of the 20 on the edge of the red zone. That's another gain of 15 on back-to-back plays.
Would you say this offense is locked in right now?
They're having no trouble on this drive. What is it, 3 plays, 3 first downs?
Yeah, you talk about on the march. They keep this up, they'll get to that end zone real fast.
They'll try the air now with Stafford. Gets this into the hands of the tight end, Higbee. And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line. So a decent gain there, but not their 4th consecutive first down like they had on the first 3 plays.
You sound almost disappointed there. You want to fire the offensive coordinator on that one or what?
They'd gotten into a rhythm. I thought they were just going to keep going.
Well, almost a win for the defense, but if that's your win, you're not doing very well right now.
Here's a run with Akers on 2nd down. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. That leads us to a 1st and goal. It's a pickup of 8.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
They'll run here with Akers. And he'll be stopped about a yard shy of the goal line after a pickup of about 3.
It is definitely hard to find space near the goal line. You always want to have a guy in the game running it who can create his own.
2nd and goal from the 1. They'll look to run with Akers. And he'll get nothing there. Stopped right at the line as that will wind us down to the end of this first quarter of play. 7-7, our score after 1. The Rams with the football here to begin the second quarter, as they'll see what they can do on 3rd and goal. Oh, how about this call down near the goal line? And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Los Angeles. Ben Skoranek punching it in from a yard away. And the Rams have taken the lead. Well, this feels like something we'd see more commonly, CD, in a college game. They give it to the receiver down here in the red zone, but it winds up successful.
Yeah, partner, I think you'd think it's less likely to find running space to the edge down here close to the end zone where things are so condensed. But a lot of times you end up focusing on the running backs, and they're able to slip it to the receiver, and it resulted in a touchdown.
Here's Gay now to add the extra point. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. So that drive goes 8 plays. And it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. Touchdown. Here's Gay to kick it away. Fielded just outside the goal line. New Orleans Saints, they get ready to set up shop for their second drive. After that last score we just saw, now 14-7, so a chance to march down the field here, try to tie this football game. They begin on the ground with Kamara. That's to about the 28. Second down coming up.
It's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Again, it's Kamara. And some room to work. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. That's good for 21 yards and a first down.
This is a little bit like baseball here. Strong up the middle. Both sides want to be that. In this case, the offense ended up winning the ultimate battle.
And those big runs between the tackles, that's a little deflating for a defense, isn't it?
It really is, because that's where your strength's supposed to be. You're supposed to be in a spot where they can't make that yardage there. You're supposed to send them outside. Not in this case.
Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And he's going to take this one across midfield and into Ram territory. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
I really like the vision he displayed on that play because he saw there wasn't a lane to completely break off a huge gain. So he found where there was the most space and got what he could. A nice, dirty run that's a positive play for the offense.
On second down, Kamara trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And no more. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is, and really a lot of the time they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance, they're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
That's going to be caught along the sideline, and what a job of keeping his feet in bounds. They say that's a catch. Called that a very strong gain of 24.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
Get him going, baby. Come on, baby. Let's go. No, let's turn it up. Hey, let's go.
Kamara up the middle. Oh, fine work there as he gets this thing down to the 11-yard line. 41 yards rushing for him now, and he's carried the ball just 5 times.
I hope we give enough respect to the big guys up front because they have been getting it done on this drive. The holes have been large, and they've been barreling through them, picking up first downs.
To throw here, Dalton. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. A well-designed corner blitz that gets him for a loss of 8 yards. Defensively on the previous play, they gave up a pretty good chunk of yardage, but right there, they got a good portion of it right back.
And if we just flip it around from the offensive perspective, took a nice step forward, and how about a couple of leaps backwards after that play? They've got to figure out a big call coming up here to try and gain that yardage back.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Andy Dalton. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Thomas. He'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark him down at the 9. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down.
That looked like a pretty good route combination there because you've got to find a way to clear the guy running the drag because when you do, you just put the ball on him and then let him run.
Yeah, he's got some space. Out of the huddle now for play number 9 on this drive. This is 3rd down and 8. Out of the gun, it's Dalton. And he will throw this one out of the back of the end zone. It's incomplete.
The frustration evident there because he couldn't find anyone on 3rd down, and he left no doubt that he was throwing that one away.
So on 4th down, on comes Saints kicker Will Lutz. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. The kick by Lutz is good. And they'll cut the lead back down to 4 now at 14-10. Well, in a close game like this, obviously you want the touchdown, but certainly they will take the 3.
And they'll be okay with that, but let's throw a little credit to the defense as well. And I'm just glad this doesn't come down to a debate, right? Which side won, partner? Because the defense, hey, we didn't give up a touchdown. The offense, hey, we put 3 on the board. Either way you look at it, I think both sides gained something out of that drive.
Following the made field goal, Lutz to kick it away. From the end zone, here comes Brandon Powell. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. Now a timeout here, at least for the moment. Looks like one of the Saints is injured, shaken up on that last play. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
You know, it's not just all athleticism from defensive linemen. Let's give them a little credit for their football intelligence as well. Read and react by them, understood the play call, and stacked it up and stuffed the run.
2nd down, they'll go with Akers again. Nowhere to go that time. Might have gotten a yard up to the 25.
Sometimes you're aligned perfectly and the play comes to you, and sometimes you got to cover some ground to go make the play, as we just saw there.
We saw a great example of perseverance right there on that play.
Got to be careful. They might want to throw one over his head as this game progresses.
Throwing on 3rd down, Stafford. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
That could be the stop this defense needed to get them back on track. They've been pretty well dissected by the offense here in the first half. After that possession, now they know that they can compete with this offense.
4th down, so on is the punter, Riley Dixon. And a fair catch called for and made just inside the 35-yard line. 36 yards on the punt with no return. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. The New Orleans offense back out and ready to go. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it, forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. Like going to the county fair, you don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. Dalton's throw caught by Olave. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick 1st down.
To win any route, you've got to break down the defender, and that's exactly what happened here on this really nicely executed curl route.
They'll pound it up the middle with Kamara. Oh, he faked it with a juke. Now he's got some room. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 57 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point. Well, for Alvin Kamara, that speed-size combo, just about exactly what you want for a running back. And he uses that size, that strength to bust through a would-be tackler there.
And as a former defender, I can tell you with certainty, those are the ones that have you losing sleep at night. I would not like to be in that film room on Tuesday going over that one. Just a pretty poor effort defensively, and it leads to a big play.
And the next-gen stats shows us the tale of how much yardage he was able to pick up after the initial contact. Staying on the ground on 1st with Kamara. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
They've created a nice sustained drive off of plays like that. A nice strong run there that keeps them advancing the ball.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Passing, it's Dalton. To the sideline, and wow, what a catch there. He doesn't get a lot, but he was able to get the feet down complete. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And it makes it 3rd down and 2 yards to go. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the 1st here. Dalton sets up play action. Completing it to the right side, Johnson. And he is going to have a Saints 1st down as this defense unable to hold. It's a 7-yard gain there on 3rd and 2.
I like the fact that they didn't overcomplicate things on that call. 3rd and 2, just run the quick little hitch, which they did. Ball's out of quarterback's hands, and yes, indeed, they pick up the 1st down.
Back to the ground. It's Kamara.
They'll get this down to the 21, just on the edge of the red zone.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll hand you off to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have highlights and analysis of this first half of action. And he's going to go down. Back at the 27-yard line, he's sacked. The perennial Pro Bowler Aaron Donald gets the sack.
These sacks now, they're starting to pile up, Charles, and that front seven defensively, they've had their way with this offensive line.
And I think at this stage, we have to start thinking about different play calls. We've got to start helping this quarterback out because the entire game he's been under siege. I don't care what the down and distance. They've got to get the ball out of his hands a lot quicker.
A long way to go here on 3rd down for the 8th play of the drive. Dalton here from the gun. Here's Johnson with a reception. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
A field goal helps, but a touchdown gets you the lead. That had to be the message transmitted in the huddle. And they delivered there as that throw is going to keep the drive alive. And even better than that, set them up with a 1st and goal.
So it's 1st and goal and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break. Try to pound it in, Kamara. Nothing doing there. They're going to wind up holding him at the 2. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. On 2nd and goal, Dalton.
That is caught by Olave. Touchdown, New Orleans.
2 yards on the touchdown there.
And the Saints will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half.
There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
Lutz will look to add the extra point. It's good, and they'll take a 17-14 lead. A 10-play drive that time.
And it was Chris Olave who finished things off with a touchdown.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
Fields it right around the goal line. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line.
And it appears we've got a member of the Rams shaken up on that last play.
While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment.
What's the deal, y'all? Gotta have it.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line.
A slim deficit here in a one-possession game. Not much time left, obviously. We'll see if they can march this down the field, at least get 3 and take some momentum into the locker room.
The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half.
Only needing 2 yards on 2nd down.
Stafford now to throw. He finds Robinson. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Throwing is Stafford. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
He already came through for them on this drive. No surprise that they were hoping he could do it again.
Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. Again, it's Stafford. Man open is Robinson. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 45-yard line. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue. The Rams going to be forced to use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. On first down, it's Stafford. This one hauled in, and again it's Robinson. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Another first down as he went right back to the same well, this time for 17 yards.
4th down, and we go from one Matt to another. Stafford heads off. Matt Gay gets set for the Rams field goal.
Gay's kick is good, and that will tie things at 17-all. Maybe a nice psychological boost there just to get back to even with that field goal as we head towards half.
Coaching 101 always says at halftime, play it like it's 0-0 on the scoreboard. Well, in this case, it's level, right? Same score each side. Just start over. Now you get the second half to play.
The score, all even to this point as the kick's away.
This will be fielded inside the 5. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started.
And with only 9 seconds remaining, and not much time, we'll see how they play this. Kamara with a first down run, but he's unable to get back to the line of scrimmage as the push upfield is strong defensively.
So thanks to the late field goal, we are all tied up heading to intermission as we are off to Orlando now to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach?
All right, BG, thanks very much, and welcome one and all to our beautiful new downtown Orlando studios for this EA Sports Halftime Report. First things first, let's get a check on the next-gen stats from that first half for the Saints. And they were able to find some success running the football, which is something they'll need to continue to do in a close game like this one. Meanwhile, for the Rams, we take a look there at the numbers for them running the football in that first half.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point.
for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. Out come the Saints now. They'll go on offense first here to begin the third quarter. This offense ready for the first drive of the third quarter. Well, quarters number 1 and 2 entertaining. We saw some good offense points put up, Charles, and all tied on the scoreboard.
And it sets us up for what could be a really fun second half because we've seen both sides score almost at will here in the first half. And now, here in the second half, getting the ball first, you've got to think, hey, we can go out and really run our offense the way we did in the first half. But if I'm a defensive player, all I'm thinking is, can I make a play to really help out my team and break this streak of offense?
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
Again from the 20 after the incompletion. Here's 2nd and 10. From the gun, Dalton looks to throw. And he's got the hook up to Landry. And he's stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Dalton. And that will be incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
Here comes the Saints punter now, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. That'll be a 44-yard boot, just a yard on the return as he's covered up quickly. And the Rams will go on offense here with the 1st and 10. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. Stafford and the Rams come up 1st and 10 at their own 27. He starts with a give to Akers, and not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Well, from an offensive perspective, that was a tough run because he only picked up 3 yards. Well, let's flip it over to the defensive side. They now have the advantage. 3 3-yard gains. That means they're punting the ball likely on 4th down. That's what you're looking for when you're playing defense.
From the 31, Stafford. He'll get this one to Cup, complete. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down, executed it to perfection. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Stafford. He'll get this to Akers out of the backfield. And they're going to get this up to midfield.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
Off the fake to Akers, here's Stafford. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earned a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. A give up the middle to Akers. Looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a third down. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. In trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
From the 50 at Stafford. That's complete to Robinson. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints 36. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
Charles, to move the chains that time, they had to complete it into double coverage, and they got it done.
And it's never easy overcoming multiple defenders, but he sure made it look simple. Found the right spot to exploit and won his one-on-two matchup.
3 tight ends in the ball game here on 1st and 10. On the give, this is Akers.
And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at 2nd down.
Well, in every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown, so a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later, and let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on 1st down.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Stafford out route to Jefferson, and he's got it. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints 21. 11 more yards there. This methodical drive continues. Now a first down throw, Stafford.
And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it.
What would look like a march to the end zone has hit a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high percentage play call and see if they can get their offense back on track.
From the 21, it's 2nd and 10. Here's Stafford. Eluding the pressure, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Cameron Jordan wreaking havoc with a sack.
All about the offense so far this drive, putting something sustained together. But the defense, they responded on that play. 2nd and manageable became 3rd and long. The drive marching to the end zone is one play from stalling out.
So now Stafford and the Rams, after the sack, they're staring up at a 3rd and long.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he's got it. That's caught for a Ram touchdown. A great effort there. 28 yards. And the Rams have broken our tie as they take the lead.
So this game tied at the half, but we are tied no more. A touchdown there on the opening sequence of this 3rd quarter.
And what a great drive put together by their offensive coordinator. He had a plan, and they executed it almost to perfection, coming right out of the locker room. Now they're feeling good about their chances here in the 2nd half.
Gay is on for the point after. And they will take a 7-point lead now. So that one a long 11-play drive.
And it ends with Cooper Kupp on the receiving end of the touchdown pass.
After the touchdown, it's Gay to kick this one away.
From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. The Saints offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. And these guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
The job of any linebacker involves having enough strength to fight off a blocker and get to ball carriers, but in this case, I think we can safely say he beat him right off the snap to get into the backfield and make that play.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. They run it again with Kamara. This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. The Rams calling on their nickel set here defensively for 3rd down. Now Dalton. Open man is Michael Thomas. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. That catch puts him right at 100 yards receiving now, and it also gives him a 1st down.
That was a really nice job there, stretching zone coverage by running that route deep enough before breaking it back towards the sideline and being open.
And a precise throw for the reception of the 1st. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Throwing, Dalton. Going right back to Michael Thomas. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. Line of scrimmage, the 43 on 2nd and 4. Dalton now to pass. Olave holds it in. And they're going to get this up to midfield. That time they hit him out of the slot on the drag.
And that route takes some fortitude from the guy running it, because he knows he's going through the briar patch, as I like to call it, right? He's trying to work his way through all that traffic, and people wanting to put a little contact on him. Really well done.
Play action here with Dalton. And his throw here's incomplete.
This could be the start of a nice stand from this defense now for getting walked backwards on this drive. Come through with another one here, and you have them staring at a 3rd and long, and that puts the defense in position to dictate to the offense.
3rd quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10. Here's Kamara off the draw. Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he's stopped behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
When a draw works, it can be a thing of beauty. But when it doesn't, oh, it can be ugly. And in this case, loss of yardage ugly.
A long way to go here on 3rd down for the 8th play of the drive. And Dalton to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Had to pass there. 3rd and long on your own side of the field. Just couldn't come up with anything.
That's why teams always talk about having to win the early downs, meaning you've got to gain yardage and set yourself up for 3rd and short, because when it's 3rd and long, the odds go down significantly trying to pick up the 1st down, even throwing the football.
Here comes the Saints punter now, as he'll punt it away for the second time. And did he put that on a dime? He did. Wow, out of bounds at the 1-yard line.
Well, he's certainly not going to see a better punt than that. Definitely taking a chance, because if that thing clips the pylon, it comes out to the 20, but instead, it goes out of bounds at the 1-yard line.
The Rams ready to go on offense. For this offense, Charles, remember the last time they were out here, marched it nearly the full length of the football field, and a lot of the attack went through the air, so now they're seeing if they can duplicate that performance.
Okay, if I show my age a little bit, partner, because I can hear my high school coach, John Ford. I can hear his voice in my head. Laddie, when you put the ball in the air, 3 things can happen, and 2 of them are bad. But the way the game's being played now, this is just part of what they do, so I don't think they should change anything at all. They've been dominant, keep throwing it around.
Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Well, he got what he could there, just trying to move forward and gain a little bit of yardage and create some space. You know the pressure is going to be tough defensively.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
They'll go again here with Akers.
And a nice pickup as this one gets him to the 10-yard line.
98 yards for him on the ground now, as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here, because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
They'll try and run for this with Akers.
And they're going to get the first down here as he's up to the 14. They're able to convert with a gain of 4.
Someone's been having a good game so far. You know something? A lot has been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on 3rd down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards.
They'll run on 1st down with Akers.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. 3 quarters in the books. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. It's the Rams out in front here. They've got control of the football as well as we get set for the 4th quarter.
So from the 17, here's 2nd and 7.
Now it's Stafford.
To the right side and complete to Jefferson.
And he almost gets this to the 30, taken down about a yard shy. 12 yards that time for number 12 as they move the chains.
And these guys certainly are not hiding what their intention is. They're absolutely showing it. They're definitely not going to sit on this lead here in the 4th quarter.
Play action. Stafford. Gonna let one fly for Robinson. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield. So that's okay, because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Stafford.
That's out to the flat for Akers.
And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
And a nice gain and a broken tackle along the way, and really we shouldn't be surprised, should we? That's what runners do, especially the best ones. They break tackles and gain extra yardage.
This offense so far on 3rd down, they've been excellent. 6 for 7. Here it's 3rd and 3.
Stafford going to give this to Akers.
And they will touch him down, but not before he gets the first. Give him the 3rd down conversion. 5 yards on the play.
No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the fourth quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
On first down, Stafford here. And incomplete on the deep ball.
The offense schemed going 5 wide, trying to create a chance for the big shot, and they took it. If he comes down with that one, that's a huge offensive swing. But credit the defense with a nice play, knocking that one away.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Stafford now to throw. He's got him in. Complete. Touchdown, LA. Cooper Kupp with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Rams use the big play to extend their fourth quarter lead.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his 2nd touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. Here's Gay now to add the extra point. And the lead is up to 14. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive.
And it ends with Cooper Kupp on the receiving end of the touchdown pass.
Following the touchdown, here's Gay to kick it away.
And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. The New Orleans offense set to take over. Defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10.
Dalton, 1st and 10. That is hauled in by Michael Thomas. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 23 yards, the final tally.
Good yardage on the completion there. And when they look at the scoreboard, they do understand a field goal is not going to do them any good. My guess, they're going to press the ball downfield as far as possible, try and throw it into the end zone and get a score because they know they've got to get that done and get the ball back as quickly as possible.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Here's Dalton. There again is Thomas. They've gone to him a lot. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And it's 2nd down. Andy Dalton. They'll set up the screen now to Kamara.
And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43.
You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Here's Kamara trying to run for it. And I don't think Kamara got there. Looks like they stopped him short. Call it no gain that time, and they're going to be left looking up at a 4th and 1.
This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it, get the first down, close it out.
Here we go with Kamara. And I'm not sure he got there. Did they stop him? They did. Alvin Kamara unable to push past that yellow line. And the Rams are going to take possession of the turnover on downs. So they really needed points here in a two-score game. Could not come away with anything there on fourth.
And while we know they're a little bit discouraged here, they can't check out of this game. You and I have called a good number of games over the course of our career where we've seen these types of situations. Teams get the ball back, and that miracle does occur. So they can't let that dream go just yet. They have to get stout on defense here.
Yeah, right now really hoping for a turnover. Stafford and the Rams come up 1st and 10 at their own 42. Now it's Stafford off the bootleg. They'll roll him out right. Man open is Robinson. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. A good pickup there, 26 yards. Normally you might say start running the football. You've got the lead here in the fourth quarter, but the way that they passed it with such success, I don't know, maybe keep throwing it.
Yeah, I think you brought up something that goes against conventional wisdom, right? At this stage of the game, you would think you would switch to a running attack, but you're exactly right. They've thrown it so well throughout the game, and trusting this quarterback, I think you continue to do so.
So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 down at the 31. Now a pass dumped off to his running back. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. Not what they had in mind there. That's going to go as a loss of 4.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
Here's a run with Akers on 2nd down. Call it 7 yards on the carry, so a pretty good game, but still left with a tough 3rd and 8.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
That's into the hands of Akers, complete. And this is going to be another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 17-yard line. 12 yards there as they move the chains. Big hook up there, forced to throw it on 3rd down. The connection's going to keep the drive alive and also keep the clock moving.
Yeah, and from a defensive perspective, didn't get a sack, didn't knock the ball free, didn't break up the pass. The clock keeps running on you. You're in a dire situation now.
1st and 10, and they've got 3 tight ends out there. A jumbo package look. They'll go with Akers here up the middle. And he's heating up at the line of scrimmage. Might have gotten a yard down to the 16.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up 2nd down. To throw is Stafford. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Let's give this defense some credit now. They let the guys get downfield, but when push came to shove, they stood their ground. And now they'll likely force a field goal attempt.
Now play number 7 of this drive, but it's a tough 3rd and 9.
Here's Stafford. And he'll go down. Brought down at the 20-yard line. Call it a loss of 4 there on the sack. And speaking of the number 4, it brings up 4th down now.
Boy, every time I see speed like that off the edge, Charles, I just don't know how these offensive linemen do it. I would think that they would get called for holding every play, and maybe they should have been called for holding on that one.
Yeah, maybe not just holding, but sometimes you end up setting back in the offensive backfield a little bit farther to try and help you with the edge. That's a penalty as well. Sometimes you overset, they'll come inside of you. That's what speed does. It disrupts an offense. But right now, you've got to pay attention to this edge rusher on every single down.
After the made field goal, Gay back out there to kick it off. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. Michael Thomas now heading back onto the field. He's been a load for them to handle defensively, I know that much.
Well, look at him. He's got 7 catches on the game, and he's starting to shred them a little bit because not only is he catching them, he's picking up good yardage, keeping the chains moving, ball control, you name it. This big guy, what did you say? He's been a load for them to handle?
That's right.
Agreed.
7 catches, as you said, over 100 yards. On 1st and 10, here's Andy Dalton. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first.
For as many sacks as this defense has, you can understand their willingness to try and get upfield and get another. So what a really smart play call here to use their aggression against them, go with the screen, and they're able to get the first down.
Dalton. And the Rams got it. They bring him down. Leonard Floyd, the old Georgia Bulldog, finding his way into the backfield.
You can just see it in their body language. They're starting to see victory on the horizon now, and if it comes to fruition, they got to give a game ball to the front 7. Defensive line has taken charge and controlled this game. Face a challenge of stopping this opposing offense, and they've done so with ease.
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Passing, it's Dalton. Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game. So it's Saints football as we get you reset. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. He's going to let it fly. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
I would say these defensive backs need a little bit of help from their pass rush. They were able to force the incompletion, but I'll guarantee they're going to go back to the huddle and say, hey, guys, can you get to them a little bit quicker? I don't know how long we can continue to cover these guys downfield.
Big 4th down here. It's Dalton. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Rams get the football in outstanding field position. So they tried to go for it for pride, but it really wouldn't have mattered. This one, it was already determined.
No doubt about it. This one was over a while ago.
And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point.
On the handoff, it's Akers. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Well, that's not a run that's going to make any of the highlight tapes, but they've been moving it well all game on the ground. This is another one that keeps them moving forward.
Ball at the 26, 2nd and 7. Going right back to Akers. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. And carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Going to run the sweep here. This is Kupp. And he's going to take this one in for a Rams touchdown. Cooper Kupp from 17 yards out as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. And this win now going to look a little more lopsided on the scoreboard, CD. Now, some may have run out the clock in that scenario, but they wanted to put their foot on the gas, get one more touchdown, and they did just that.
Well, partner, I would say the tradition is not overly excited about that score. They'd like to see the game played a little bit differently. But what you can't argue with is their execution of that play, because it played out exactly as it was drawn up. It almost would have been a shame not to finish with such a well-run play.
Extra point by Gay is up and good. And the lead is now 24. After the touchdown, it's Gay to kick this one away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. It's do or die for Dalton. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that will be incomplete as time has run out on this football game. In this game, it was well in hand early, never really in doubt. Charles, you and I do so many games together. There's so much parity in the NFL, a lot of close battles. This was not one. Tip your cap to them for a really impressive effort.
Yeah, and you know, as the game went on, I think the defense kind of got together and said, you see our guys on offense, they're just putting up point after point. We need to leave our mark somehow, too, and they did it, pitching a second-half shutout.